Well, I think the final thing was I've been caring for my 3 grandchildren for quite a few years, and I had to go to a meeting at school with other parents, and unfortunately I didn't hear a word that had been said at that meeting. So when the meeting was over, I had to approach the teacher and say, "I'm terribly sorry, but I've no idea what you've been saying," and I knew then I had to do something. And driving also, we don't quite hear the sirens, and that was a worry, and it's the driving situation can be, you do need to be able to hear properly. It's mostly in situations of more than one person, one-to-one conversations, because as long as you're looking at the face, you can cope with that. But if there's more than one person there, you sort of mentally and physically you back away, because you think you just opt out because you can't hear what people are saying, so you go off somewhere. And I found myself doing that more and more.
The last couple of years I started worrying about my hearing. I couldn't eavesdrop, and if I was in another room and somebody spoke, I couldn't hear them, so they ended up bawling at me, and I just decided I would do something about it, but I didn't want to go back to the National Health. Couldn't cope in company at all. There was a few people talking and there was no way I could determine anything.
It's so frustrating, and you answer questions that really haven't been asked. Because you're answering what you thought you heard. You're guessing, really. And yes, I've had a few, I've made a few brooms that way. But, and it was I just couldn't hear the children, I couldn't hear. And I go into school twice a week to do work with the small children, and I couldn't hear what they were saying, I was just missing out. I'm nosy. I wanted to hear what people were saying. Isolated, very isolated, and frustrated. It annoyed sometimes. What did they say? I missed that. And you get fed up of asking people to repeat themselves, and they get fed up of you asking as well. The children especially, they would stop talking to me because I couldn't hear what they were saying. Yeah, it makes life very difficult. I just don't know how people who are deaf cope without hearing aids, because it leaves you feeling very alone.
A little bit of an outsider at times. I just used to hope and pray sometimes that I was saying yes and no in the right places.
Yes, because people get fed up of saying pardon. Me saying pardon all the time, not being able to hear what they've said, And I knew what it was like because my mother went deaf. And when I think back, how we weren't very tolerant of her. We used to make fun of her, and it was, if I could see her now, I'd say, "I'm terribly sorry, Mum. I didn't realise how you were suffering and how isolated you feel." Because you feel you're in the staff room and everybody's chatting away and you've no idea what they're saying. And and people stop talking to you.
At home I was always in trouble for everything being too loud. The radio was too loud, the television was too loud. If I was in another room, I didn't hear them if they called me, and things like that. And sometimes I could only make out conversations if I was actually face to face with somebody. All members of my family did notice, yes, my husband. He just used to get annoyed when he was quite softly spoken, to be quite honest. And he'd sort of say something and I just wouldn't hear it. And he'd say it louder and shout my name and whatnot. He used to get quite angry. He used to say, "Get your ears tested," He used to really go on at me.
I was very pleased with the service at Boots. I just popped into the shop in Cheadle. That's what did it, I think, because the opticians, the Boots opticians, which I use, were suddenly doing hearing. I thought they were brilliant. It was very simple, very easy, you know, very relaxed. I was fine with that. What really got me was all the things you can do with these hearing aids, you know, all the adjustments that can be made. And I'm now at the point, I think, where I can almost hear like I used to.
I came away confident in what I'd done, and I had confidence in the outcome as well, because it was all explained to me, the procedure and everything, and I just felt very confident, very happy about it. I think I found, the appointment I thought went very well, and I felt quite relieved the problem was diagnosed and something could be done about it. It's made a huge difference. I can hear things that I'd forgotten. You know, at first it was quite strange to hear noises that I hadn't heard for a long, long time and didn't realise I hadn't been hearing them. It is quieter in the house. The only drawback is I think my washing machine's quite noisy, which I didn't realise before. In company, I can go out, you know, to a restaurant and join in conversations better, because I don't feel isolated. I can hear what's going on, and it's just, in a way, it has changed my life for the better. It's just wonderful for people's voices to be clear, not muffled or sounding in the distance or anything. And I can go out in company and join in properly because I can hear properly. Yeah, I find it a lot better. And I also find as well, it is safer, because when I'm out on the road, I can hear the traffic, which I didn't realise before that I couldn't hear it properly. I'm more aware of cars coming.
I absolutely love my hearing aids. Brilliant. I absolutely love them. I know it might sound silly, somebody that loves your hearing aids, but I love my hearing aids. I can never understand people who won't wear the hearing aids. They're missing out so much.
I think they've made me more confident, to be quite honest. You know, and I'm proud of my hearing aids. I'm not ashamed of them. You know, I'm really proud of them. The fact that I can join in group conversations and, yeah, and not feel isolated.
Well, the normal procedure is you go to the doctors and you might wait months, you might wait a whole year. And I said, well, you know, you can go to Boots, you can just walk in, make an appointment, and you'll not wait more than a week, maybe 2 weeks, and you'll be seen, and it'll all be done, you know, in the matter of a month or two. And there you are with your hearing aid and you can hear. Because it's on the high street, you know, you can just walk past Boots and in your pub. It's brilliant. Yes, I tell everybody. You know, I tell all my friends. Yes, I'm really happy I came to Boots, yeah, because the service has been excellent and the hearing aids are absolutely brilliant. I love them.
I would recommend them to go to Boots because staff, very experienced, very friendly and very professional. I just tell them that they're just very good. I also think that if anybody's got the slightest inclination that the hearing isn't right, go along for the hearing test, because it can make a whole difference to your life.